a kind heart. I'd be honored to walk by your side until the trees themselves fade away, if you would have me.
Gather round, kids. Today we will explore one of the best and most horrible trends in the biotech community that is almost as old as the community itself. We all know what they are, and what makes man-children ejaculate faster than a Ferrari going 100 kilometers per hour. Rahkshi with boobs, Femrahkshi, the bitch Rahkshi, the Bionicle Argonians, or Biorock Dude's original sin. Call them what you will, but ever since their inception I couldn't help but wonder, what person gets a hard-on for plastic reptiles sporting boobs and a vagina? That's right, the most terrifying soldier of the Makuta army, which Vizon described them as smelling of cold metal and death.
Most beings had a scent, either pleasant or unpleasant. Rahkshi smelled of cold metal and death.
Were turned into the furry equivalent of Princess Ember on Rule 34. Don't Google that, by the way, in case you want to keep your sanity. Right around 2010, a new member of the community would start his career. While back in the day edgy content was trendy, Biorock Dude also had an idea. What if I use Rahkshi heads on bipedal, toa-looking creatures? And as such, his self-mock and the original darling of the biotech community were created. Who is this so-called female Rahkshi? Well, of course it's Lena. I think no one even doubts that. Biorock Dude made sure to make it as sexual as possible, giving it the infamous Nuva boobs and the infamous Borok I, vagine, to, I don't know, possibly make the community consisting of single teenagers and young adults fap too furiously while watching a plastic toy simulate pussy drilling using Drill Dozer's weapon. Or to maximize his view count on YouTube. It will remain a mystery nonetheless. However, credit to these two ideas, such amazing ideas, contrary to what people think, actually goes to Dawn of NSSD. He made this autistic trend possible that consists of Nuva boobs and Borok eye pussies. Don't worry, I plan on doing one of these on him as well in the near future. Because of this, people seem to have gotten quite the hard-on on Lena. Ever since all these years later, there's still usernames in her fucking memory, I'm not joking. And all sorts of rip-off mocks that look like the initial perpetrator. You see, this initial impact had quite the effect on the community. While Biorock Dude did no better by posting on his DA very sexualized pictures of his fucking reptile plastic toys, I digress, the furry communities exist everywhere, right? And that's where we left off. We have an entire chunk of this community single-handedly dedicate their time and pieces onto spreading this infectious autistic trend far and wide, so much so that people have outright degenerated to a point where they make erotic images of Femrahkshis either getting fucked or kissed. Because of this, most normal people who have heard of this trend now associate the iconic Rahkshi head with either Femrahkshis or mechanical suits controlled by slugs with female genitalia. There is no fucking going back from this. The damage is done to a point where no redeeming content is ever seen as normal that has Rahkshis in it. Which probably would give you some sort of PTSD flashback when you look at them. Oh, but why would we all believe this as an audience, Trimondius? We still love our mechanical suits of death. True to my word, I will show you how deep the rabbit hole goes, or at least how much I could take of it. That will make you question your very own image on what a Rahkshi is. So, let's take a look at the cesspit of autism itself on the internet, DeviantArt. The most wretched hive of fucking horrible fetishes, horrible art, and horrible stories. Like I said before, I must point out how many Lena copies exist, on DeviantArt. So much so that even when I was searching the simple term Rahkshi, I couldn't escape them. This is just to preface the hard underlinings of people who actually really have a crush on this plastic toy. The team is still there. We have Metro Red, typical hair design that Lena sports, Nuva boobs as usually being a must, and maybe optional the Borok eye pussy. And now we can begin. I'd start first with a person I somewhat knew in my internet interactions, Toa Neretta, and her horrible Femrahkshi that looks like a fat activist SJW female. Or, non-binary snowflake. Take your pick. My god, it's so terrible it'll make you stick an ice pick into your head so you can lobotomize yourself into trying to forget this. Those barrel rolls and on her abdomen and the clunky proportions are not to be forgotten. If I were to add more to this, I'd say a lot of things. From the weird color distribution, the small feet for such a mock of this size, and the use of CCBS to aimlessly cover gaps that they can never cover. But you see, this isn't the worst. Oh no, my friends, I have much worse. So let's see what heights we can reach. Enlarged boobs fetish? Check. I'll never look at it like a head's normal ever again. Apparently these aren't real breasts, so he will give them a real pair. Well, this turned into a nightmare fuel. Time to cut a few real boobs, huh? I heard prostitutes have plenty of that. Wow. Dwarf Femrahkshis? Check. Erotic spanking of female toy reptiles with Nuva ass cheeks? Yes, why did you do this? You see, even your fucking brain questions why you did this. He then goes on admitting that he ripped off the so-called new design. Why, of course, none of you faggots have any original ideas aside sticking Nuva boobs, ass cheeks and other things on a bipedal body with a Rahkshi head on it. You are not in a bit original. You're the slugs that spread this infection. Wink wink. Well, check. Giant fetish of Femrahkshi mocks. Did you know Femrahkshi are demons? Neither did I, but it seems to ring true in most aspects. Check. This Ms. Brit guy has a lot of amazing creations. I wonder what else he has on his... Oh, never mind. But is it surprising the generosity follows suit with people that like Femrahkshi? Call it a hunch, but it seems that this is kinda true. Of course those who comment feel no different to this boobs on a mock trend. Hey retard, Rahkshi are genderless things for fuck's sake. You don't need to sexualize them and give them a gender because they have no gender. There even was a credit on the TTV boards asking if Rahkshi and Borok have genders. And just for posterity's sake, let's fucking add Vaki and Visorak too, because this wasn't stupid enough. Yes, we have a fucking toy line where we need to question if freaking, you know, biomechanical suits, which it's best described for Rahkshi, if they have genders. Then we have suits with a fucking Krana in it if they have gender, and fucking mechanical, you know, automatons like Vaki if they have gender. Can you even grasp how stupid this is? Why do we have to bring this up? So we have diverse fetishes in mocks. So what, Trimondius? What could be more horrendous than that? I'm not done. You see, where we imagine plastic being the final frontier in our toy line, we then have the very imaginative minds of those who draw their object of sexualization. Here I'll present you a poor Lyrak in a way that will never make you think of it as you did before. I'd want you to imagine behind those censored bar, poor Lyrak grew like two giant watermelon-sized breasts. But you see, giving breasts isn't enough. Tender thighs complete the circle of cretinous ideas. Why? Why do you need to do this? Draw fucking birds, landscapes, or whatever, but not this stupid shit. Here we have another amazing drawing. This time, the Rahkshi has some sense of nudity and covered up its ginormous, disproportionate figure. I guess to cock-tease the manless who jack off to this. So let's read the description. Her name is Amarak, so treat her nicely. Oh, hold up there, you cis-white male. She be a proud, independent Femrahkshi. Respect her, or your cis-white male dick will be evaporated away. And I'll end on this note here, since my research on this fucking weaponized autism has led me to the darkest recesses of what's Bionicle. I'm talking about the hardcore motherfucking Femrahkshi porn. However, since YouTube is a kiddie site, we can't allow you to get too mentally scarred. So I'll cover them up as much as I can, but to also give you an idea of what's happening. Here we have the hyperpregnancy heat vision Rahkshi. An amazing idea that we must read the description to.
Warning! If you don't like hyperpregnancy, that's fine. Don't hit me with a baseball bat, or else I'll send a Dalek after you. Here's something different from Bionicle belly art.
Bionicle belly art. Bionicle belly art. I don't want to search that.
And it's the female version of Rahkshi of heat vision from Bionicle Stars line. and she's pretty worried that she can't battle while carrying her 17 babies in her tummy. I hope you like it. I own nothing.
Fucking course he has a warning for all of us bigots who hate this normal thing here. This proud Femrahkshi is carrying 17 babies. She's very hardened. Well, not by the looks of it in the picture, it seems that the fucking thing is in pain. Sadly, the poor heat vision Rahkshi got its comeuppance for being a shitty set apparently. Cause the degenerates love Femrahkshiing the fuck out of this small set. In this one, I'd like you to imagine this proud Femrahkshi that has not 2 boobs, that's old news now, but 4. The lucky number is where it's at. Of course, its ass, I like you to imagine, is dripping with a creamy liquid, no doubt being energized protodermis left over from its transformation. I'm sure. But you see, 1 is a lonely number. So some hot lesbian Femrahkshi action is in effect. And our old buddy GKL is back in our series. So while lesbians usually scissor for action, these LGBTQ Femrahkshis are going all tentacly on their genitals. You can imagine this is just a figment of what's happening, because GKL has quite the dirty imaginative mind. And this is where I'll finish off. I joke you not, even the Rahkshi Za wasn't spared the fate of the Femrahkshi trend. Because our boy here made a Femrahkshi of Cyclone with a Christmas hat where the thing is pulling some anal beads out of his ass. Of course with only its 2 legs, and because this thing has only 3 legs, he couldn't bother giving it tits, since the genitalia on this one is the same size of that of a blue whale. This is like peak autism right here. I don't think you can get much higher than this. Oh, please do, if you have like even better, then by all means try to, I guess, point this out in our comment section. But that's up to you. My god. Spared be the sets and the combiners that haven't been targeted yet by this degenerate like GKL. Can you imagine a cardless one? No, fuck this, I'm not giving them any more ideas. So, as we move forward, I'm asking, what new heights can be reached with this fucking abhorrent trend? Remember what I said about my dry lake theory? In the absence of normal content, more and more degenerate content takes its place. It becomes more obvious. So as the community further fragmentates and further accepts this as normal, the further the extremes will go. Like I said, you have to have some sort of fucking mental illness if you think this is the status quo of what ideas should be in this community. So can you blame me and people like me who think we needed to point the bullshit out? It's time for someone to take a stance and make videos that exercise the virulent content that propagates within our sites that we circulate daily. Thanks for watching. Making this video was quite a chore, not only because of the extreme ugly shit I had to look at, but because I got a new computer too. Yes, that's the reason why I've been inactive, and of course I'm a procrastinating piece of shit. Transferring and installing stuff even now is quite hard and I'm not quite done. Anyways, our next target will be DeviantArt itself. Of course, the DeviantArt section that encompasses the Bionicle community. And I think this was a nice segue into that, and there's a lot of stuff I've watched there that is laughable as fuck. So again, thanks for watching and see you next time.